Welcome to the Cambridge Elements Genetics and Epilepsy Series. I'm Ann Poduri. I'm a pediatric neurologist and translational researcher at Boston Children's Hospital, where I direct the Epilepsy Genetics program. I'm joined by Al George, Erin Heinzen, Dan Lowenstein, and Sarah James. Together, we are looking forward to sharing with you the story of epilepsy genetics. 1 in 26 individuals will have epilepsy in their lifetime. And for the majority of these individuals who haven't had a stroke or a tumor or some other acquired cause for their epilepsy, their recurrent unprovoked seizures, we know today that genetic causes are at play. And some individuals we can identify these causes, and in others we're still searching for them. And together we'll bring to you the story of how we got here as a field, how genome discovery and careful phenotyping and bringing together of families and individuals with epilepsy led to those first discoveries of genes responsible for epilepsy. That proof of principle, combined with basic science research, animal models, and cellular models, has really driven the field forward, both to pursue additional genetic causes of epilepsy and also to pursue precise diagnoses for patients that we hope will lead to precise treatments for patients with epilepsy. For those of us who see patients in clinic, we're all too familiar with the idea that many of our patients continue to have seizures. In fact, 1 in 3 patients with epilepsy continue to have seizures despite modern medical treatment in 2020. Knowing that, we're even more motivated to find causes. If we can understand the biology, if we can understand the root causes of epilepsy, we can then pursue specific treatments, precise treatments, precision medicine for epilepsy. Our series will be a series of elements that are akin to small books or really small symposia, where each chapter will be a different talk or presentation. These will be presented in traditional format, in print or online with text and figures, but we're going to add a feature to this series that we think will be special. We'll bring you the experts from their offices and their homes. We'll bring you the voices of families and individuals with epilepsy to really bring to you not only the excitement for scientific discovery, but also the passion for the field, the why and the how, and the where are we going. In this first element, an introductory overview, Sarah will start. Sarah is a broadcast journalist in her own right, well-renowned around the world, but she's going to bring us first her family's story, the story of her daughter who has a genetic epilepsy that has impacted her life and the life of their whole family. Through the series, Sarah will put on her broadcast journalist hat and interview many of our experts, bringing you their voices and their perspectives. Dan Lowenstein, professor of neurology at the University of California, San Francisco, is an expert in the field of genetic epilepsy who has had many leadership roles as principal investigator of the Epilepsy Phenome Genome Project and Epi4K Consortia, president of the Genomics Commission of the ILAE, the International League Against Epilepsy, and current and active member of many consortia. Dan brings with us not only a history himself, but in this first element, he'll bring us Sam Berkovic, another luminary in the field, to tell the story of how we got here, some of the origin stories in our field and in our story of epilepsy genetics. Al George at the Northwestern Feinberg School of Medicine, chair of pharmacology there, will bring to us an additional thread to the story, that of collaboration across institutions. Al will outline for us many of the gene discoveries in epilepsy that have come about through extensive collaboration between clinical researchers and basic researchers, between institutions and across continents. We're really looking forward to hearing from Al, not only in this element, but in future elements about his own work and other channel-related work involving epilepsy. Finally, in this first introductory element, Erin Heinzen will talk to us about the technologies that have driven gene discovery. Erin is an associate professor of pharmacology and genetics at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Her own work, her early work, stems around finding copy number variants associated with epilepsy, and more recently, she's been driving research in somatic mutations in focal epilepsy, particularly malformations of cortical development. In this introduction, Erin is going to walk us through a history of genomics and how that has applied to epilepsy and how we've been able to harness genomic discovery to push the envelope in terms of discovering causes for patients today. We know that many patients who have presumed genetic epilepsy still do not have identifiable causes. And Erin will talk to us in this element, but in future elements as well, about how driving technology forward will also help us move our field forward. We hope we'll be able to bring to you a collection of voices and a collection of stories that together will tell the story of the genetics of epilepsy. Some of our elements will focus on single genes and will bring to you patients, families, clinical researchers, basic scientists, and clinical trialists to talk about how the stories have emerged and moved forward from early gene discovery to precision medicine today. Other elements will talk about genetic epilepsies that are less well formed and that are not yet treated with precise mechanisms, an aspirational view to where we hope to be. Together, we're extremely excited to be able to do this, to tell this story through multiple elements, and to invite you to be part of the story. We can't tell you enough how much we appreciate your being interested in this series, and we hope that you'll send us feedback and communicate with us as we move forward, telling the story today and as it unfolds in the future. Welcome again.